Have you ever stood in a crowded room, smiling, nodding, yet on the inside felt completely invisible? Have you ever reached a massive goal, a milestone you worked tirelessly for, only to stand at the finish line and feel a strange, hollow emptiness? We, as men, are taught to chase, to conquer, to build. We build careers, we build muscle, we build relationships. But there's a silent question most of us are too afraid to face. If you stopped chasing, stopped performing, stopped doing, what would be left? The modern world is screaming at us that our value is external. In our bank account, in the approval of others, in the attention of a woman. We believe it. We chase it, exhausted, wondering why, despite all our efforts, we still feel like we are not enough. This isn't another video giving you 5 ways to get the girl, or 10 things to be successful. This is a conversation about something lost. Something more primal than attraction or achievement. It's about wholeness. From the inside. Today, we're not talking about adding anything to you. We're talking about uncovering what has always been there. We are beginning a journey through 7 layers of consciousness to find the man you were born to be, before the world told you who you should be. In the first layer, our biggest barrier is the empty crown. 1. The empty crown. Years ago, I achieved something I thought would define me. A job title I had sacrificed weekends, relationships, and sleep for. I remember standing in my new office late at night. The plaque with my name was on the door. I looked out at the city lights below and I waited. I waited for the feeling of victory, the feeling of completeness, the feeling of I've made it. But it didn't come. All I felt was the silence of the room and the hum of a server in the hallway. The crown I had just placed on my own head felt heavy and completely hollow. This is the tragedy of the modern man. We are wearing empty crowns. We define ourselves by external validation. Psychologically, this is called conditional self-worth. I am only valuable if I succeed. I am only lovable if I impress. I am only a man if I am desired. We become performers in our own lives. We learn to say the right things, wear the right clothes, project a confidence we don't actually feel. We try to impress women, but we don't truly let them see us because deep down, we're terrified that if they saw the real us, they would leave. And here is the hard truth. People can feel the performance. They may not be able to name it, but they feel the tension in your energy. They can feel that you need something from them. Approval, validation, attention. This desperation, no matter how well hidden, is like a crack on a calm lake. It shatters everything. You cannot attract a healthy relationship when you're coming from a place of emptiness, trying to find someone else to fill you. You only attract another person who is just as empty. My story in that office with that empty crown was a wake-up call. It forced me to realize I had built my entire castle on an unstable foundation. I had been living an outside-in life. The real journey, the journey to become a man of internal substance, is to reverse that flow. It's to build an inside-out life. A man of internal substance doesn't seek validation because he validates himself. He doesn't try to get respect. He lives respectably. He doesn't chase love. He becomes an embodiment of it. This shift is the foundation of everything. It begins by daring to ask ourselves the hardest question. Here is the reflective question for you. If today you lost your job, your money, and the recognition of everyone around you, who would be left? Be honest with yourself. You don't have to answer me, but sit with that question. Look at the hollowness if it's there. Don't run from it. Because only by facing that hollowness can you begin to fill it with something real. And when you start to do that, you'll move to the second layer of consciousness. You stop performing and you start being. 2. The still mountain. When I was a boy, I had a grandfather. He wasn't a rich or famous man. He was a carpenter. He spoke very little, and he seemed to move just a little slower than the rest of the world. I remember one time, a family crisis erupted. There was yelling. There were tears. There was blame. The house felt like it was sinking in an emotional storm. Amidst all of it, my grandfather just sat at the kitchen table, his hands around a hot cup of tea. He didn't say a word. He didn't try to fix anyone. He didn't join the chaos. He just was. He listened. And he breathed. His stillness was more powerful than any scream. He was a mountain. The storm was raging around him, but it could not move him. And slowly, just by his presence, the storm in the room began to fade. The chaos couldn't survive when it hit something so solid. People calmed down, not because he told them to, but because his peace was contagious. He had become the anchor for the entire room. In Stoic philosophy, this is called the inner citadel. It's a place inside you that external events cannot touch. In meditation, it's the observer mind, the ability to be aware of your emotions without becoming them. This is what 99% of men get wrong. They confuse emotional control with emotional suppression. They think being strong means feeling nothing. They become rigid, distant, and cold. That's not a mountain. That's an iceberg. The mountain is different. The mountain feels everything. It feels the heat of the sun. It feels the bite of the snow. It feels the howl of the wind. But it doesn't become the wind. It remains the mountain. A man who has found his inner stillness is the same. He feels anger, but he doesn't act from anger. He feels fear, but he doesn't let fear make his decisions. He feels desire, but he is not controlled by it. He can be in the middle of an argument with his partner, and while she is in her emotional storm, he can hold the space. He doesn't react. He responds. He doesn't get defensive. He listens. He doesn't try to win the argument. He tries to understand. Can you imagine the power of that? This man becomes an emotional safe harbor. In a world full of chaos and reaction, he is peace. This is what people, not just women, but children, colleagues, and other men, unconsciously crave. We are drawn to peace because it gives us permission to be ourselves without judgment. They aren't drawn to your indifference. They are drawn to your solidity. Indifference is weakness. It's the fear of being hurt. Solidity is strength. It's the ability to be hurt and still choose to act from your values. And here is the second reflective question for you. When the storm hits in your life, a criticism, a failure, an intense emotion, where do you go? Do you get swept up in the tornado, yelling, blaming, and reacting? Or do you find that still point inside you? Do you become the storm, or do you become the mountain? Be honest. Most of us become the storm. The journey to become the mountain begins with a single step. It's not grand. It begins with the breath. So here is your practice. For the next 3 days, I want you to set a random alarm on your phone. When it goes off, no matter what you are doing, in a meeting, driving, talking, just stop for 5 seconds. Do nothing. Just notice. Notice your breath. Feel your feet on the floor. Feel the ground supporting you. For 5 seconds, be the mountain. Observe the world happening around you without needing to react to it. Just 5 seconds. That's how you start training the muscle of presence. That's how you begin to build your inner citadel. Because when you stop wearing the empty crown and start building the inner mountain, something magical happens. You start to develop what I call energetic gravity. 3. The law of energetic echo. We all know about physical gravity. It keeps us on the ground. But there's another invisible gravity that is shaping every interaction in your life. I call it energetic gravity, or the law of echo. The law is simple. You don't attract what you want. You attract who you are. The universe doesn't listen to your words. It listens to the vibration underneath them. Most of us men are living in delusion. We think we're projecting confidence, but we're really broadcasting cloaked fear. We think we're projecting generosity, but we're broadcasting the calculation of giving to get. We think we're acting cool, but our energy is whispering, "Please like me." And the universe, and the people in it, always respond to the truth. They don't respond to your words. They respond to your energy. Years ago when I was dating, I was a master of the performance. I read every book. I knew exactly what to say. I had the perfect text messages. I acted like a confident man who needed nothing. But inside, I was a mess of insecurity. I needed her validation to feel okay, and what happened? It always fell apart. They would say things like, "You're a great guy," or they would just disappear. Why? Because of the law of echo, they didn't hear my confident words. They felt my desperation. My energy was screaming, "I am not enough. Please fill me." And no woman, no person, is attracted to an energetic black hole. They are drawn to a sun. The sun doesn't try to pull the planets into orbit. The sun simply burns. It radiates light and warmth from its own core, unconditionally. And because it is the sun, its gravity naturally holds everything in place. The man who has found his still mountain begins to burn like the sun. He stops seeking light from others. He becomes the light. When he walks into a room, he's not scanning for approval. He brings his peace into the room. When he talks to you, he's not trying to impress you. He is genuinely listening. He gives you the most precious gift, his full presence. This is the big shift. Most of us are energetic traders. I'll give you this attention if you give me that validation. The sun man is a giver. He gives his presence, his peace, his truth, with no agenda. And here is the paradox. When you stop needing anything from the world starts wanting to give you everything. Your energetic gravity becomes powerful. People want to be in your orbit, not because you're pulling them, but because they feel better, calmer, and more real around you. Here is the third reflective question for you. Think about the most important interaction you had this week. Forget what was said. What did your energy broadcast? Did you radiate peace or anxiety? Wholeness or neediness? Were you the sun or were you the black hole? Be honest, this answer isn't for judgment. It's a mirror. It's the universe's feedback. If you don't like the echo you're getting back, you can't scream at the echo. You must change the original sound. And to do that, we have to go deeper. We have to go to the place where that sound is created. We have to meet the wounded parts of ourselves that are still broadcasting a signal for help. This is the fourth layer, and perhaps the most important of all, the gatekeeper and the inner child. 4. The gatekeeper and the inner child. For years, I was at war with myself. I tried to eliminate my fear. I tried to crush my insecurity. I treated my own mind like a battlefield, and I always lost. Because the person I was fighting was me. This is one of the most profound insights of modern psychology. Inside every adult man is an inner child. A younger version of us. This child is the source of our joy, our creativity, and our wonder. But it also holds all of our wounds. It's the boy who was mocked at school. The boy who felt he wasn't good enough for his father's attention. The boy who felt abandoned, misunderstood, or invisible. And because that child is so vulnerable, as we grow up, we create a protector. I call it the gatekeeper. The gatekeeper is our ego. It's the personality we perform. It might be the funny guy, the rebel, the perfectionist achiever, the nice guy who pleases everyone. The gatekeeper has one single job: to protect the inner child from ever being hurt again. My gatekeeper was a perfectionist and a controller. It believed, if I do everything perfectly, if I control every outcome, then the inner child, me, will never feel shame or failure again. The problem is, the gatekeeper does its job too well. It doesn't just protect us from pain. It also blocks us from love. It blocks us from real connection. Because real connection requires vulnerability. It requires us to lower the gatekeeper and allow someone to see the real us, inner child and all. And our gatekeeper whispers, "Don't. It's too dangerous. The last time you did that, you got hurt. Keep performing." This is why you wear the empty crown. It's the gatekeeper trying to get external validation. Because the inner child feels empty. This is why you can't be the still mountain. Because when someone criticizes you, they aren't triggering the adult. They are triggering the terrified inner child, and the gatekeeper instantly rushes out to attack or run away. Have you ever gotten irrationally angry at a small comment? That was your gatekeeper protecting an old wound. The great journey of manhood is not to fight the gatekeeper. You cannot hate your ego into peace. That's just another civil war. The journey is to befriend the gatekeeper, and then to go directly to the inner child. As the adult, you must become the father you yourself always needed. The next time you feel a wave of intense emotion, rage, jealousy, fear of rejection, just stop. Use that 5-second mountain practice, but add a step. Instead of pushing the feeling away, ask gently, "Who is here?" Listen. You'll realize it's a younger voice. "I'm afraid they'll leave. I feel so stupid. I'm not good enough." And then, as the adult man, the 30-year-old, 40-year-old, 50-year-old, you speak to that part of yourself. You say, "I hear you. I see you. You're scared, and that's okay. But I'm here now. I, the adult, am in control. I will not let you get hurt. You are safe. This is the healing work. This is self-compassion. This isn't weakness. It's the highest form of courage. It is reparenting yourself." When you start to do this, the gatekeeper realizes it doesn't have to be on 24/7 guard duty. It can relax. It can step back. And when the gatekeeper steps back, the real you, the calm adult, the mountain, can step forward. Here is the fourth reflective question for you. What does your gatekeeper tell you? What strategy does it use to protect you? Anger, humor, perfectionism, detachment, and what is it trying to protect the inner child from feeling? Sit with that. Don't judge what comes up. Just observe. This is the beginning of reclaiming your whole self, because when you stop fighting yourself and start healing yourself, your energetic gravity changes completely. You're no longer broadcasting wounded and needy. You begin to broadcast a signal of wholeness, and a whole man is capable of doing something most people fear. He can set boundaries. 5. The sacred banks. As you begin this journey of healing the inner child, your gatekeeper slowly lowers its weapons. It realizes that you, the adult, can handle things. And as soon as that happens, the next question arises. Now that I'm safe, who am I, and where does everyone else begin? This is where we must build the sacred banks. Imagine your energy, your time, your focus, your love is like a river. For many years, most of us are swamps. Our water flows everywhere undirected. We are the nice guys. We say yes when we mean no. We try to please everyone. We let our energy seep into every patch of dry ground around us, hoping that giving everything away will make us loved. The result? We're exhausted. The swamp becomes depleted, stagnant, and full of resentment. We become bitter at the very people we were trying to please. Other men, terrified of being a swamp, build concrete dams. They become a dry desert. They say, "I don't need anyone." They isolate themselves. This is the gatekeeper in full-on defense mode. He's safe, but he's lonely, and nothing can grow in a desert. The sacred banks are the middle path. This journey is not about becoming a perfect man. There is no such thing. This is a journey to become a whole man. It's not a list of techniques. It is a returning to the man you were born to be before the world told you who you should be. The work doesn't end here. This is just the map. Now you must take the journey. So I leave you with one final practice. Not to do once, but to carry with you. Tonight, before you sleep, or tomorrow, when you wake. Take 5 minutes, sit in silence, close your eyes, and walk this journey. 1. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, visualize yourself taking off the empty crown. Feel the weight of performance leave your shoulders. 2. Feel the chair beneath you. Feel the ground. Feel yourself as the still mountain, solid, unmovable. 3. Feel the warm energy in your chest. Let it radiate. You are the sun, broadcasting peace, needing nothing in return. 4. Place a hand on your heart. Send love to the inner child. Tell him, you are safe. I've got you. 5. Picture your river of energy and see 2 strong, clear banks guiding it. Feel the power of your directed flow. 6. Look out in your mind's eye. Find your lighthouse. See its light, steady and clear. Feel your ship turning toward it. 7. Finally, feel the roots from your feet spreading out, intertwining with the roots of others. Feel the support of the forest holding you up. You are not alone. Breathe in this state of wholeness. This is who you really are. This journey is not for the faint of heart. It requires courage, but it is the only adventure truly worth having. The question isn't what you can get from the world. The question is, who will you become? Don't just watch this video, live it.